In a quick look at Saturday's card, guys, I'm gonna tell you right now, almost all the lines are pretty damn weird on all the games, all 4 games. But let's kick it off with the first one. We got Leon at home, Pachuca coming in. Pachuca coming off of a loss, Leon coming off of a strong win against Necaxa. Unexpected, but we called it right here, guys. We called it right here, man. We called some pretty damn good upsets last week. Let's go for another one. We got a lot. Well, I wouldn't say it's a lot of heavy favorites, but quite a few favorites on this Saturday card. I think this game ends in a draw, me personally. Being that Leon is coming off of a strong win, Pachuca needs to bounce back. But I don't think they bounce back completely. I just think they don't lose. I don't think Pachuca loses, guys. I think this also ends up in a draw. You can call me a conspiracy theorist, but as you guys know, the one who owns it, or at least the main company that owns both of these teams, are the same. So, it's not like the owner can't make a call and say, I don't want both my teams. I don't want either of my teams losing. Let them both share 1 point in the tournament. We end up with a draw. But I still think that Leon coming off of a strong win is enough for them to hold it down. And Pachuca coming off of a loss, they kind of have an uphill battle. So for me, this game is just an easy draw that I'm going to go with to kick off Saturday's card. It's just a little bit tricky. And guys, the X factor is Necaxa. I just don't know which version of Necaxa we're going to get. If the same Necaxa shows up that played Leon, I think this is going to be probably a Monterrey slaughter. I'm not laying juice with Monterrey, minus 186. I still haven't seen enough from them, but even then, even if they were completely dominant, I just would not have Monterrey straight up on the money line. If you want to use them as a parlay piece, that's also not a bad choice. I would play the over, being that I just think Necaxa does have a weak defense. I would trust Monterrey's offense more than Leon's. So Necaxa, I think Monterrey can score on Necaxa a lot more than Leon did, but I would still take Necaxa plus an extra goal in my back pocket for minus 110. That's probably where I'm going to be at. And I'm just going to play the over because if Monterrey is priced like this, they should win this quite convincingly by a margin of at least 2 goals. And I think we're going to see a surprise goal from Necaxa here. So at the very least, we don't lose our money. Playing over 3, we get that push, 2-1 Monterrey. So we don't really lose any money here. If it ends up being 2-1 Monterrey, we don't really lose our money here on either side. So that's the way I'd play this game. But probably more often than not, I'm gonna stay away from this one just because I don't know what we're gonna see from Necaxa. Now, one where I actually don't mind taking a favorite here. I just don't think Mazatlan is gonna be strong enough to hold down this Tigres team. I think this Tigres team is priced at minus 130, being because they had just a horrific loss to America. Man, America played their heart out, and Tigres continues to have that curse against America and just can't. Hey, man, they can't beat their pops. It's the only thing I could say about that. So, but I think Mazatlan is definitely a way easier opponent than America. So I don't mind playing Tigres at this price, minus 130. It's okay. It's not a bad price to take. So I think that's the only way you play it, Tigres money line. Mazatlan, if they're going to win anything, it's going to be at home. They're going to do anything, it's going to be at home. And I think they're good enough to at least quite possibly score 1 goal. But I also don't find it too hard to believe that Tigres can shut them out. So I think Tigres can also get us over this total, 2.5. I think they can do it by themselves. But I would just not be surprised if at the end of it, it's 2-1, 3-1 Tigres. So I like them at minus 130. One of these favorites has to win, whether it be Monterrey, whether it be Tigres, or the next match that's coming up. But there's some favorites here. One of them is going to be a parlay buster, but for sure one of them is going to win. And I think it's going to be Tigres. I think Tigres is the one that makes the most sense. It makes the most sense. I think Tigres makes the most sense to bet on out of pretty much all the favorites on Saturday's card. And you guys are going to see the next favorite right now. To the night, we have Cruz Azul at home, Toluca coming in. Crazy ass pricing, guys. Just crazy pricing. More often than not, you guys have heard me say this time and time again. Cruz Azul is usually overpriced, overvalued, and that could not be more true here. They struggled heavy against Santos. I want no part of this Cruz Azul team, even if it is a trap. That's perfectly fine with me. But you're getting Toluca draw on the double chance for plus 100 right now, guys, as of Friday, 5 a.m. You're getting Toluca draw on a double chance. You're getting the champs with a double chance. That's, man, that is just mighty disrespectful. Even if it is, even if it is the bench, even if most of the stars aren't there, I still trust them way more than I do this Cruz Azul A team. This Cruz Azul A team is just not, they're just not as effective as we thought coming into the season. They probably had one season where they were really, really just dominant and had winning streaks. This Cruz Azul team is just not, it's just not the same. They're struggling against Santos, who, again, I say is better. I think that Santos is better. But a lot of people still don't have that impression. I've been seeing it. They still think this is the same Santos. But that's them thinking that's the same Santos, and they're still giving Cruz Azul credit. I refuse to give Cruz Azul any type of credit. They're not a minus 125 favorite. If they were plus 100, I'd be a little bit more tempted to take them. But I do not. I'm just not laying juice with this horrible team, even though it's finally affordable. But hey, that price is still not low enough for me. So if Cruz Azul completely knocks Toluca out of the water, then it's gonna be with quite a big margin of goals. So I'll go ahead and take my chances with the over 3 on this one. And again, just with this card, it has a lot of favorites. Some of them somewhat heavy. Cruz Azul, Tigres, Monterrey. If you parlay all 3 of those, one of those parlays is getting busted, or one of those legs is gonna ruin your parlay. So, it's our job to find that parlay buster and to find the favorite that's gonna win. Could it be this one? Does Toluca at this big plus price feel like a trap? Yes, it does. But I just don't think this Cruz Azul team should be minus anything. Plus 100 or better. Come on, guys.